Hey guys, welcome back to Markitta In Your Business, the podcast. Special edition, support her with my co-host over here.
Keisha Jean-Louis.
Hey girl, hey. Welcome back to the podcast. We're so excited to start Women's Month off with a boom, 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 bang.
Yeah. Oh, not the bang.
The bang. So we definitely have to hype ourselves up because y'all have no idea that we just had a fire ass podcast with no recording.
We was in here talking. I want to say we was talking for at least 30 minutes and not recording. Oh,
this is the beauty though. I'm so glad that we are like securing ourselves and we can share that and then try to come on or prim and proper and like, oh, we got our stuff together because we don't.
No, we don't.
We don't. But we gonna try to teach y'all something.
You know what? We gonna be consistent. At least we tried again. Even though we failed, we got back up.
We immediately, and that's a lesson in consistency already.
And that's what the episode is about today.
Listen, okay, we didn't even put that down. Being able to get back on the horse after you just fumbled, okay? Just immediately, not sitting there wallowing and be like, oh my God. Like we just like literally 2 seconds to compose ourselves and say, you know what? All right.
Let's go. It's go time. It's go time. It's all right.
Right. And so we wanted to come on and talk about consistency because we polled our
first welcome meeting. We had our first welcome meeting for the 31 day. I keep forgetting this 31 days. 31 day challenge for Support Her. And it was amazing. It was a great meeting. And we noticed that women, like most of the women said, like their struggles were consistency. So we're like, okay, we need to, let's give them some strategy, some tea on, how to break through this struggle, right?
Yeah.
And now instead of it being a struggle, let that be your strength. So
yes,
that with it.
Definitely. So for me, I think consistency is neck and neck with discipline. And so when I learned how to be disciplined in one area, which I shared with you offline, was learning how to do Bible study with my friend Aurelia's accountability group for the month of July. Me being able to stay with that group and complete that helped me to be more consistent in different areas of my life. So at that point, it was July. So August, I added going for a walk for 30 days to my 31 days to my accountability. And so then I just started building upon that. And I just saw that help me in my business and in my lifestyle because that quarantine weight was no joke. and it got me. It choked me out a little bit. I wasn't ready. When I stepped on that scale, was not ready. Okay. I didn't realize my face had got fat. I did not realize I should have my clothes wasn't fitting, but
we went through a whole panorama. It was something different. We still in it. So girl, you know what I'm saying? Now you're getting back to it though.
I'm back to it. I was getting to the money. Hey, everybody, man.
Right.
So what does consistency mean to you?
Consistency, honestly, I think in this day and age, consistency just is putting in time. It's like, what are you putting in time to what you say you want to be consistent in, or you say you want to be disciplined in? And you mentioned this before, how people don't mention discipline with consistency, but the two are parallel. They're together. Like you can't be consistent without discipline, right? So I think if I think about it, in all my relationships that are meaningful in my life, there's a consistency in it. There's a desire for me to be consistently checking in, to be consistently, showing up the way I would like them to show up for me. And that's how I want to show up in life in general. And I realized that we ask for people to be consistent, to put time into us, to honor us, to respect us, but we don't do it ourselves. I'm gonna speak for me. I had a point where I wasn't doing it myself, and the relationships I was in, my ex, we're going to put it out there, reflected. I just threw that. I'm sorry. Marquita was like, "Ooh, we going deep."
Hey.
No, but it did not reflect the woman, like the consistency that I was seeking, the person that I was. And I only allowed that because I wasn't showing up for myself in that way. Like I wasn't putting in the time. I wasn't giving myself the self-love and consistency. So consistency, I feel like it's if you don't have it, people don't really respect you. Like it's just like if you're consistent in something, it shows fruit of, okay, this person is reliable. This person can show up. This person is, and I think it just translates to how you see yourself. So in order for me to ask for people to be this way in my life, how am I showing up for them? How am I showing up for myself? And in that process, I'm able to do other things outside of myself. I
You
hope
just,
I.
no, you just made me think of something where it's like, how can I say this? Because I have to be careful with my words. It's like I can tell, and it went for me too, because like you said, until I start loving myself and start pouring into myself, I seen everything around me change. So it's like the more attentive I was to going to therapy and journaling and doing the internal work and seeing the ugliness that I had inside of me and just God opening up my heart, I was able to then create a bubble of consistency and consistent people. Everything that I ever wanted in life, I was able to create once I did it within me. And I think that's where the misconception is. Everybody feels like when I get here. So when I get 100 sales in a day, then I'm going to show up and be in my business. No, baby. No. You have to be consistent today with your one sale a day, and show up to that customer and honor them and pack up their stuff and and pack up that order today. And so it just made me think about it. It's just like, how are you showing up in excellence today? How are you strategizing today? And it starts with us. And it just made me think about too in a previous episode how you said like that's just like a reflection of like we were being put in rooms, because I had the same scenario. We was being put in rooms with these things, and then like I'm not gonna say, well, I could speak for myself. Like I fumbled it because I wasn't ready.
Right.
I really wasn't ready. I wasn't in the headspace. And then it was like all of this insecurity, all that stuff comes up. Nobody talks about, especially when you go into business. Nobody talks about my abandonment issues, my 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 control issues, my abandonment issues, my attachment styles, the way I receive love, and when I wasn't getting any sales or any traction, how that brought that up for me. So like just being able to uncover yourself is really attached to your consistency. And so like I said, I mentioned before, journaling really helped me with my consistency. Being able to do that for at least 10 minutes a day got to let me know myself. I got like, who is Markitta outside of, because in LA, I lost everything. I wasn't in a career that I came out there for, and I wasn't going to be no actor, no singer, no podcaster, no YouTuber, no nothing. I came because I felt like, okay, God, I want a purpose. I didn't know he was just going to, and this is a story all about how my I'm saying I did not know he was going to do that to me. So, so I went out there, and the career I was out there for, I could not find a job in my field. Finally found a job, got fired from that, and not because I didn't do the work, because she was just threatened by me, and it was crazy. It was crazy. It was like all this craziness was happening, but what God made me see is, who are you without your money? Who are you without your title? Who are you without your friends? Who are you without your family? Who are you without being a strong person who can pay for everybody and be there for everybody? Who are you? And when all of those things got taken away, I was like, who am I? Because I mean, I can't help you. I can't pay for nothing. I can't fix you. I'm broken. My depression coming up even more. My anxiety coming up even
Ooh.
more. And then now you downloading and placing me around entrepreneurs, and I'm falling in love with this entrepreneurship thing, but I don't even know what that looks like. And I don't get it. I don't get it. And so all of this stuff came up for me, and I didn't realize it was so much trauma that I had not addressed. And it came up when I started to go into business. And so
Yes.
I always tell people, I mean, I can't say, oh, don't start your business until you get your ish together. But if you can go to therapy before you start a business, I'm telling you, it will help you, because the confidence that I have in myself now, I count that one to my relationship with God, journaling, and then going to therapy, being able to talk to somebody
Period.
who was impartial and told me, like when my therapist, she'd be like, my therapist is dope. Like when I tell you, she gas me the fuck up. She gasses me up. She be like, Markitta, but why do you need that from them? Aren't you
Why do
enough
you expect
already? I mean,
that?
after you doing
Right.
this, sis,
Shout out to our therapist. Shout out to our therapist.
out. Shout out. I mean, I love her. I mean, she just is it's everything that I need. And but now I'm able to show up like this, where I'm just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. If y'all listen, y'all watch, y'all do nothing, I'm gonna put it out there because it's for me.
Period. And that's just that on that. I feel like who are you when no one's around is just like it's foundational because you figure it out in that time of like who are you when you have we're literally it's so crazy how our stories align because that's
Mm-hmm.
something I had this need to people please to just I could be the life of the party. I'm the strong friend, but what happens when the strong friend is not really strong? She been faking the funk the whole time.
Thank you.
Dang,
Listen, that's a
dying,
trauma response.
dying.
Being the trauma friend is a trauma response that's been glorified for so long. It's a trauma response. I don't want to be a strong friend. Don't put that on me. Because
Okay,
I will go ghost. For
listen,
real. Like literally, it's been times where I have to tell my friends, like, I love you. I love you. Promise you on everything. I'm gonna if something happened, I'm gonna get in a plane right now and come back home and I will do whatever.
listen, write
But
it
I
down.
will drop off because I don't have it anymore. I don't have it. I don't have anything to talk to cultivate my space, and I keep it very like I don't know. I'm so focused right now. So I don't have no time for no outside of anything. And it's no disrespect. I don't want to hear about reality TV right now. And like, no disrespect. No shout out to y'all who watch reality TV, but I don't care to talk about that right now. So I don't care to engage in stuff like that. And so, it's I don't know. It's a thing with that. I try
Your
to
focus
keep
is
my
different.
relationships good. But it is seasons where I have to just dip off.
I'll tell you this right now, and my friends listening, they could tell you I'm not as available as I used to be. And I pray that they don't take it to heart. I pray for my friends all the time because I know that God placed these people in my life. Period. And what God's doing, I'm gonna give him the glory for. I'm going to respect it.
Mhm.
Like you said, there is a season and a time for everything. And where I am now, it's like I used to feel away. Like I tell my friends, like, hey, if you want to talk, let me plug you in. I only got 10 minutes on this time on this day. Now, who the hell? Like, who are you, Keisha? Obama? But it's
But you're making an effort.
but I'm just trying to show them that like my time right now, like you said, my focus is I don't want to say my business, right? Because my focus is not only my business. Um reason I say that is because I know that if tomorrow God is like, stop doing what you're doing, I'm I want to say this. I'm gonna say this, God, because I feel like I would. I just turn and not do it no more. I know that sounds
Keisha, be careful what you say,
I
sis.
know that sounds crazy, but I feel like I've relied on him before. Like
Oh yeah.
I've done the crazy outlandish thing that I thought that I personally was never going to do, and I did it, and I see what's on the other side. So if he's telling me, even though it sounds kind of crazy. If he was to tell me that, I would do it just based off of like, yo, I know you're going to show up for me. It's his consistency that has me like, damn, well, what else am I going to do? Like this.
If he did it before, he can do it again.
Hey, say that right now. For real though. You appreciate people who show up for you in that way. You appreciate them a lot more because you're like, yo, I know that when emergency comes, I can call this person and it's gonna be straightened out. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna have somebody I can and talk to you. So that we went around the block, around the corner, but it came back to consistency, and that's
no, for sure. And you just took it to a whole nother level. Once I figure out and understood how consistent God was in my life, it changed the game.
It's like I'm not relying on a check. I'm not relying on promotion for a job. I'm not, let me tell you, my identity really came into things. Like I really thought like, because I had this, because I did this, because I went here, because I went to this school, because I was this person, because I could speak this way, because I had these friends that held me down for life. Because I grew up in this neighborhood, like no one could tell me nothing. And like all those things I feel like were stripped from me. And I was like, oh God, I really didn't. Those things are not like, it's not foundational. It's not. So now it's like, I know the money is going to come. Like realistically, I already know the money is going to come. God already told me it's coming. But it's important for me to know if it was not to come, I'm still good. I know it's going to come, but it can't. Like I think about people who are so successful, celebrities and all these things, right? And how they get the money and all this stuff and they still want to kill themselves. Like, I'm just like, what?
Because that's why I said mental health or working on yourself and being successful is two different things.
But also preparing. I'm not saying that this is suicide, call the number, it's important. Like, obviously this is a real thing. What I am saying is if you're doing the work while you're by yourself, while you're in the isolation, or while you're grinding, if you're coming to know yourself, when the money comes, you already have the identity. You
have a foundation. That's why I think you
the foundation,
a solid foundation. But I think honestly, I would say that's more of a reality and a more of a possibility now than it was before, because now we have the access. We are the millennials are as much shit as we get, and I think they confuse us with Gen Z.
Okay.
But as much shit as the millennials get, we are the generational curse breakers. We are the ones who are going to therapy. We are the ones who are nipping it in the bud. We're not a lot of us aren't having kids early on, so we're able to process and be able to be full. I'm 30-year-olds who were able to fully develop and not be a parent and just be able to process just being me. Like I learned how to be myself and all the layers that come with me. And I had that without that pressure of having to care for someone else. And I know what that has done for me. So it's just a different thing. And so I've learned to have grace for the previous generations because that wasn't a thing like that this whole conversation. And I think we're sometimes too hard on them because they just, now it's like, okay, y'all need to go. But you know what I mean? That just wasn't a thing for them.
Right. They were surviving. They were just trying to survive. Now, because of what they went through, we're able to see things differently. Like, another path. I could pursue entrepreneurship. I can do these things. My value doesn't come from marriage and children, although those things are a blessing and I desire those things, but that's not where my value comes from. It's like, because of their sacrifice, we're able to kind of see, like you said, and break these curses so that our kids can even level up and do greater things and more things and just prosper. So.
Okay, so let's get back on topic because I feel like we just went around and around and around. So